What's good, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Ray Rance, aka the Pigskin Prophet. I'm joined with another member of the round table, Mr. Wise Man himself. Wise, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's a lovely New Year's Eve. We're talking about these college football prospects today. How's Sauce Nation doing? Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe. Also, look at the link below and join the Patreon so you can get into Discord action, especially with the offseason coming up. We're going to be talking about a lot of prospects, free agency, and things of that sort. And you want to be a part of the conversation this offseason.
Right. And that's what we're about here at Sauce Nation. And Wise and myself is from the round table. We are very into prospects. I don't know, Wise. I mean, we just love watching tape, doing prospect reviews. We go back and forth on prospects and stuff. So we thought, hey, you know what? Let's bring y'all into one of our conversations, right? Why not try it out? So what we're going to do is we're going to do reviews, and we're going to use PFS review because we know a lot of people out there like to use PFF. It's it's preference. It is what it is. We're going to use their big board, and we're going to go by position group. So what we're going to do right now is Mr. Wise himself is going to give him his list of the top 5 with an honorable mention for the quarterback class, because that's what we're doing, as you can see on the screen, right? And then what I'll do is I'll give my top 5. We'll give our reasonings for the top 5, and then we'll both look at the PFF one and go down the list so you can kind of see what we're talking about. So, Wise, it's your stage, man.
So for my top 5 prospects, my number 1 quarterback, you already know who my number 1 quarterback is. It's going to be the golden boy himself, Matt Corral, coming out of Ole Miss. This is a guy that has been pretty consistent throughout his career, playing in the SEC, having a head coach in Lane Kiffin who was able to mentor him. And Lane Kiffin always has those good offenses and that good offensive system. Look what he did with Alabama 2 years ago with Tua Tagovailoa and everybody. And excuse my French, but y'all know Tua Tagovailoa. But yeah, Matt Corral, he's a guy, he's a leader. He's a vocal leader in the locker room. He's a guy that plays with heart throughout injury. He makes the big time plays. He's a guy that's going to come in from day one and change that locker room. He just has that aroma to him. And that's why I have him as my number 1 quarterback. My number 2 quarterback on this list would have to be Mr. Desmond Ridder himself. Desmond Ridder has did the same thing, big-time games against Notre Dame, big-time games on national TV on ABC, going against U of H and winning the conference championship this year. Desmond Ridder is a big kid with a big arm. He kind of reminds me of Dak Prescott coming out of college, a guy that was very, very slept on coming out of Mississippi State, but that was a leader and knew how to win games throughout his entire college career. So I have Desmond Ridder as my number 2 quarterback. My number 3 quarterback coming out of this class would be Mr. Malik Willis himself. The reason why I say Malik Willis, I know that he struggled this year. I know he had a lot of problems with the turnovers and things of that sort. But when I look at Malik Willis as a playmaker, if he goes to a team like Baltimore that can suit his needs, that can put the right guys around him, a good tight end, a solid offensive line, I think Malik Willis can thrive. He's going to need a year. He's going to need maybe 2 years to sit back, something similar to like Aaron Rodgers did, what Jordan Love is doing currently. But Malik Willis, he has the potential to blossom, or he can be a really, really big bust. So it's like that boom or bust type of player. That's why I got him at number 3. Number 4, I'll have Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, he's a guy out of Pittsburgh. He's been playing in college for 5 years now. The guy has had a good season thus far. He did make some plays with his feet. But I do have concerns with Kenny Pickett. Yeah, I know the media loves him. I know a lot of people have him as their number 1 quarterback. But my concerns when it comes to Kenny Pickett is, first of all, he's a 5th-year starter, so he's supposed to be doing this against college talent. The guy's supposed to be in the NFL right now, if you're technically looking at his age. So he's supposed to be way developed compared to his counterparts. Another thing that I have a problem with Kenny Pickett is the fact that he comes from Pittsburgh University. I mean, other than Dan Marino, who has Pittsburgh really had? I mean, the last thing I can think of coming out of Pittsburgh is Tom Savage himself. So that just scares me. So that's why I have him number 4 on my list. Number 5 on my list is going to have to be Mr. Sam Howell himself. Sam Howell is terrible. I don't see what anybody thinks about Sam Howell as coming out. I wouldn't see him as a day 1 quarterback. I would see him a day 2 quarterback at the end of the 3rd round. To me, Sam Howell comes from North Carolina. He kind of reminds me of Mitchell Trubisky, but worse. I know that he's broken a lot of records at North Carolina because of Mac Jones. But I said Mac Jones. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he was at North Carolina, broke a lot of records and everything. Made some big time plays, but in the big time games, he doesn't show up in the ACC. He doesn't show up against Clemson. He doesn't show up against. He didn't show up in a bowl game against Mississippi State the other day.
Got waxed.
Yeah. So my point is, if I'm looking at a quarterback, I'm looking for a guy that's going to show up in big time games, and a guy that's going to be a leader and that's going to be able to command the huddle, and guys that doesn't only make one that sticks to one receiver. I'm looking for a guy that will go through progression. I'm looking for a guy that can read coverages and things of that sort. And I don't think Sam Howell can do that. That's me personally. To me, he's a great value version of Baker Mayfield himself. And That's
a good comparison.
Exactly. And then my honorable mention, that's a tough one.
Don't do my boy wrong, bro. Don't do my boy wrong, man.
Oh, who's your boy?
Carson Strong.
You know what?
No, go with it. Just go with it. I know what you're going to do.
I mean, he has to be Carson Strong, but honestly, now that we're talking about honorable mentions, we're already in the video. This is all raw and authentic. Carson Strong would be before Sam Howell. How dare I disrespect Carson Strong? Carson Strong is a guy that led the FCS, FBS, and basically completion rating over the years. He's a big arm quarterback, kind of reminds me of Josh Allen without the athleticism. But he is Ray Ray's one of favorite quarterbacks. I went and watched his film early before the season started this year, and the guy makes a lot of big throws. He's not afraid of taking a hit while making throws, and he does read progression. So if I want to make that correction, Sam Howell would be in my honorable mentions, and I would put Carson Strong at number 5.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of – our lists aren't too different. I mean, we are talking about quarterbacks. This class is – I mean, let's just be real. It's just not the best quarterback class. I mean, you have a lot of people that have potential to do something, to be at least an above average quarterback, but there's no that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you can have your favorite on who you want, but for the most part, man, it's kind of subjective because it's based on what kind of quarterback you like and what they've done over the season and what they've done over their career. And do you want a mobile quarterback or do you want a pocket quarterback? You know, who best fits your system for whatever team's your favorite, right? And we're Texans fans, so we just want someone that can just lead men, you know, lead a locker room. If he happens to be a good runner or a pocket passer, I could care less. I would say a scrambler would probably be more preferable based on our O-line. Yeah. So my list is that's not too much different. Matt Corral is the number 1 quarterback in this class. I don't care what anyone says. For what he's done in the SEC and what his stats are, and not to mention he's a pretty mobile quarterback, there's no reason Golden Corral shouldn't be the first quarterback off the board. There's just not. There's not. He is definitely the number 1. To me, it's a very lopsided gap between him and the number 2, right? And the number 2 is my personal favorite, is Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder, for what he's done, when I'm watching quarterbacks, I like seeing their throws and I like seeing them able to make plays. But what I really like is when I like seeing them go through progression, and I love seeing that they show up when it matters. Unlike Sam Howell. Actually, you could even say kind of unlike Kenny Pickett, if you want me to be frank with you. Yeah. So, I mean, you have Malik Willis has the same problem. Sometimes he doesn't show up. Of course, his was more talent based around him versus what he can do. But I mean, and when it comes to Desmond Ridder, the arm, he is not a small guy. He's got an incredible arm. He can make all the throws. He goes through progression. He can run if he needs to. He doesn't look to run first unless it's a run play. But for the most part, he is the guy, and he's been doing it for years at Cincinnati. You just haven't heard about him because they haven't really had a lot of luck with, the teams that they played in the past. I mean, you see someone getting better is what we're looking for. Like Spitz said in his video the other day, we're looking for him just to get better, right? Does he get better as time goes on, right? Most of these guys kind of stay the same. Sam Howell is pretty pedestrian in every season. They're all kind of, a little over 3,000 yards. He's got, double-digit touchdowns. Sometimes he's got double-digit interception rate. I mean, the touchdown interception ratio is kind of off a little bit. But again, I'll go over that when I go over him. So, but to me, Desmond Ridder is definitely the second. Third for me is Carson Strong. Carson Strong is the purest pocket passer that I've seen in quite some time. Yes, he played for Nevada. I understand the talent he's played against. Yes, he's lost some games. I get that as well. But this guy's career has been incredible. And to be honest with you, to put Nevada on the map for a college football program that's always been in the dumps, that should say something about you. I mean, I think Carson Strong, I was looking at, I think he threw for like 4,000 yards. I think he had like 37 touchdowns or 35 touchdowns and like 9 picks. That was just this season. And that's not including all the rest of his stats, his career stats. He's literally almost a career completion percentage of 70%. 70%. He's a 6'4", like 210-pound pocket passer. He will step in, will take a hit, goes to progression, like Wise said. He's probably going to end up being the best quarterback in this class, depending on what system he goes to. If he goes to a system with a decent offensive line and I would say an above average running back, there's a great possibility this guy, like for example, I'll put you this way. If you put him on the Giants right now, that would be a dangerous team. That would be a dangerous team. And that's just an example, but he's definitely my number 3. My number 4 is Malik Willis. The upside of Malik Willis trumps anything that Howell or Pickett does. I'm sorry. Like what I said, everyone said the same thing about Lamar Jackson, right? If he goes to a system like that and has and is able to progress, because he's already got a better arm than Lamar Jackson had coming out. Yep. He's almost as fast, if not a little bit slower than Lamar Jackson. Can run just as well as Lamar Jackson. Like, there's a lot of similarities there. The only difference is he's got a killer deep ball. He's got a great arm. No, he doesn't go through progression, but when you can run like that, 1-2 and run, I mean, hey, why do you need to go through progression all the time? But that's something he can learn when he gets up, which is why I put him above. Number 5 is Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, to me, is an inflation problem. Kenny Pickett, to me, is a 5-year starter that, and he didn't even get a full 5 years, but I'll say 4.5 years for those people who are going to freak out about that. Kenny Pickett, he beat Dan Marino's record. So what? He had 5 years to do it. I hope he broke his record. He doesn't do well when it counts. He doesn't go through progression hardly at all. The only thing he really has going for him is that he can run. He's just getting extremely overhyped. He doesn't have all the throws. I've seen him short arm a couple balls, and he overthrows a lot of receivers that are wide open. That's a problem. That's a problem, especially at the next level. So Kenny Pickett, to me, is not worth a long selling point. Yeah, he's got the ability. Yeah, he's got the size. Yeah, he's mobile. All that other crap. To me, he's just a taller, maybe a stronger arm than Johnny Manziel. That's the best way I can put it.
Yep, great.
See how well that turned out. My honorable mention is Sam Howell, bro. Sam Howell, I don't trust any quarterback that's been touched by Mac Brown. That's a personal bias. Of course, this is my personal list, so what are you going to do? Anyone that's been touched by Mac Brown, I want nothing to do with. Nothing to do with. And again, pedestrian stats, man. over 3,000 yards. Great, but your completion percentage is like 63% for a career. That's fucking horrendous. That's Davis Mills shit. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Davis, think of it this way. CS10 himself has a better completion percentage right now in the pros, as bad as that may sound, than he's had his whole career in college. And you think that's going to get better in college? Okay. Yeah, I'll hold my breath for that shit. But quarterback class, man, this is what why is I kind of talking about this? Because we laugh at it because it's like, dude, I mean, other than Corral, maybe Ritter, maybe Strong, I just don't see anyone in this class. I mean, what do you think, Wise? Like, I just don't think you'd see anyone going crazy, man.
No, the only person I can really, like you said, the three guys that we named, maybe Malik Willis. The only thing I would say Malik Willis if he was at Baltimore. If he was playing and was drafted by Baltimore and developed by Baltimore, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, he has a shot. Yeah. I don't see anybody else that's able to run that system in the NFL effectively, though.
Yeah.
Matt Corral, though, man.
Yeah.
I really hope Matt Corral gets drafted by the right team.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him playing for the New York Jets where they're going to ruin his career. I don't want to see him going to the New York Giants where they're going to ruin his career. I want to see him go to like the Broncos where he's going to have talent around. He's going to have him two or three good receivers, Cortland Sutton. He's going to have Jerry Jeudy. He's going to have Noah Fant at tight end.
Yeah.
He's going to have.
What about Washington? Washington would be a good spot too.
With a defense. So I want to see Matt Corral go to a team like that because, like I said, he's a coach of changes. So that wouldn't be a name that surprised me coming out of this class. Is hey, a lot of teams passed up on this guy. This guy was sitting on the board, and now look, he can start a quarterback in this league. I think he has potential to be better than Baker Mayfield, a little bit better than Jared Goff to me. I would put him in the same area with I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Corral came and turned heads like Justin Herbert did.
Ooh, yeah, that wouldn't shock me either.
So
yeah, and again, it's the right system, right? Right system, right guy, that kind of thing. That's kind of how it always is, right?
And like we said, we're Texans fans, so we don't need a quarterback going into this season. It's going to be better quarterbacks going into the following draft class.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a big Bryce Young fan. I'm a big C.J. Stroud fan.
Yeah, exactly.
I do.
I like C.J. Stroud too. So it's like a 1A, 1B with me with those.
Yeah.
But the only thing about Bryce Young, you already know the Bill O'Brien factor. So that's the only factor with that. But like we said, this is a quarterback list. I mean, if y'all want to take a look at PFF, how they got him ranked, they got Matt Corral as the number 1 quarterback. Then they got Kenny Pickett as the number 2 quarterback on their list. Then they got Sam Howell as number 3, which I just like those two.
Yeah.
Flip those two with these two, and they
need to flip.
Yeah.
At bare minimum.
Yeah, at number 4, they have Ritter. Number 5, they have Malik Willis. Number 6, they have Carson Strong.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell y'all, I got to stop, dude. Carson Strong, I got his career stats right here. Just listen to this. 3-year starter. He is 853 out of 1,253 passes for 68.1%. He has 9,379 yards in 3 years. He has 74 touchdowns versus 19 interceptions in 3 years. I don't understand how the other guys are ahead of him on this. I just don't. I don't get it. I'm trying, man. He's 6'4", 215, man. I don't know, man. To me, I don't get it, right? I don't understand.
He's going to be still in the 2nd and 3rd round, Carson Strong.
Oh, Davis Mills' predecessor, Tanner McKee.
What's up with these Stanford quarterbacks 1 year and then they coming out to the draft? Like, they're not even doing good at Stanford. When is the last time you heard of Stanford in the news? And highlights or nothing like that? Like, they haven't been doing good. How are these quarterbacks just able to come out every year? Is it because they went to Stanford? Did Andrew Luck just make a name for Stanford that now they developing quarterbacks and things of that sort? Because Andrew Luck is the only quarterback in the NFL. Oh, well, he's not in the NFL anymore. So Davis Mims is the only NFL from Stanford right now that's currently in the NFL. So
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah, man. So that's our list, man. That's we kind of was laughing about this before we started the video because it's like, dude, man, are you kidding me? What? So, that's our list. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below, man. Like, subscribe. Get in the Discord, man. It's a great time in the Discord, man. Especially during games. We're probably going to do some draft coverage wise, right? This coming draft, which is going to be insane because if Houston selects a couple people that wasn't I despise, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. We're gonna freak out. So, but that's all we got for this. Wise man, you got anything?
Yeah, be sure y'all comment down in the video. I know y'all might disagree. I know some of y'all might agree. We really just want to see the engagement. Maybe next time we do a video, we can bring up one of the comments and kind of elaborate on it and say, hey, we agree with this guy. Yeah, his breakdown, maybe we can consider a Carson Strong as a number 2 quarterback instead of the number 3 quarterback or something like that. So be sure y'all go in there, comment, hit a like button, share it on your social medias and things of that sort. And just stay tuned to Sauce Sports because we got a lot of videos dropping soon.
Absolutely, guys. And thanks for your time. Thanks for stopping by. And like I always say, we can agree to disagree, but we love you guys. Sauce Nation, and we're out.